And we are live. What's up, tribe? And all you freeloaders who find us on YouTube. Ryan here with your neighborhood friendly Sean Coyne. Sean, I had another wild night. Yeah. Sean, I'm embarrassed to tell the public what we did last night, so why don't you fill everybody in?
We got matching socks.
We got matching. But what's on them?
A woolly man.
Well, what's the correct term for a woolly man?
A hogamojo.
A hogamojo. And what else do we do on Wild Friday?
I feel like right now it's just like when you're asking Dylan, who's your favorite uncle? Oh, you are right. Sean, what did we do last night? Tell all the people what we did.
Well, anyway, so I'll fill y'all in. We watched the cult classic The Room. If any of you are not familiar with the comedy The Room, it's got to be the worst movie ever made. It's so bad. I mean, it's the worst movie in the history of TV. So we watched it and pretty much beat our pants laughing at it.
It was so good.
This is what we do now that we sold our yoga company. We get matching socks, watch The Room, wait for babies to be born. It's pretty much not our baby, if anybody's listening. This is the first tribe meeting. No, we'll squash that room right here. Okay, so according to where you should be, Sean, you look like a floating head right now. Let's adjust this. Hold on. No, hold on. We're gonna try it one more time. There. No, you're just gonna be a floating head. All right. So where you should be at this point is your inventory should be either on a boat or it should be at Amazon somewhere, and you should have your listing done. You should have a launch plan. If give me a thumbs up if you are at least at that point. Thumbs up, thumbs ups all around. Good work. If you're on the chat box, type thumbs up if you are there. If you are not there yet, Sean, do you have any flash right now?
No, but I may in a month or so.
Okay, if you are not there yet, get on Sean's waiting for coaching because you are behind at this point. So ping Sean and get on his waiting list because you are behind. If you have not chosen a product, got it on a boat somewhere, ordered your first thing, gotten your listing ready, prepared your launch plan. Now, I would like to hear in the chat box, and for those of you who want to share that are on the Hangout, I'd like to hear a little bit about your launch plan because we're going to massage those today, and then we'll go into some of the Q&A that was posted in the Facebook thread. But I want to talk about launch plans because this is super, super important. So if y'all will go ahead and unmute yourself and talk about your launch plan. And Catherine, I actually like that question about second product. We'll talk about second launch plans, launches for second products second. But let's get somebody who's just launching their business. What is your launch plan? And we'll tweak it from there.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
So we targeted friends and family. We've got those now in ready to go once inventory gets there. We started a Facebook campaign where we've asked them to go to a landing page to sign up for the product. That campaign is going okay. I can't say it's going great. We wonder if maybe having done a likes campaign or moving to a likes campaign would be better. We're getting about 8 to 10 sign-ins, opt-ins a day at this point in time. So that's where we are.
You're sending outside Facebook traffic to a landing page to get them to opt in and then preparing them for a launch of that product, correct?
Yes, although they are opting in to get that product for a discounted price.
Right. So is your product live yet, or are they preparing to get that?
They are preparing to get that.
Preparing to get it, okay. And what are you spending to get those 8 to 10 per day?
We're spending about $25 a day.
It's not horrible, what's the cost per click that you're spending, or the cost per opt-in?
It's about $250 a person.
Per opt-in, right? Okay, then.
25 divided by 10 is 250. Did you know that, Sean?
I know math is hard. Okay, so what's the convert? That's what I want to know. The conversion rate on the opt-in page, if you know that. If not, what's your cost per click on Facebook?
Okay. Jeremy knows that, so I don't.
Okay.
I can find out, but I don't know it offhand.
Okay, so here the reason I asked is because if you're paying more than about 50 cents a click, you're paying too much, and you need to refine your targeting. So you've got to change who you're targeting and get more specific.
Okay.
If you're paying more than 50 cents, you either have an ad that needs to be tweaked, or you've got an ad campaign that needs to be tweaked.
Okay.
Can Jeremy hear me right now?
Yeah, we were talking about what we are on.
Tag team.
Hey, if you are on your Facebook campaign, how much are you spending per click, and what's the conversion rate on your opt-in page?
I gotta look at that again, but I'm probably spending per click between like $3 and $5.
Ooh.
Or no, sorry, not per click. Sorry, that's probably what it's saying is my conversion.
Okay.
Cost per conversion.
Okay.
I can't remember if that's cost per lead or conversion. Cost per click. I think my conversion rate is close to. It depends on the ad, but it's somewhere. It's not quite even 1%.
Sorry, your conversion rate on the page is not 1%?
I think I'm saying my click-through rate is.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
that's fine.
The conversion rate on the page, it's just a lead page.
Yep.
And I think it's like 33%. It's over 30%.
Okay, so it sounds like the breakdown is in the cost you're spending per click, which is usually an indication that your targeting is not specific enough.
Okay.
So you're probably targeting too broad of a market. Get more specific on who you're targeting. Your cost per click will come down, your conversion rate will go up, and your cost per lead will come down, and you'll get more leads.
Okay.
Can Madhavi still hear me?
He's about to.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The other piece is once you get that up, your conversion rate on this whole process will go much, much easier when you have product in stock, because doing a email campaign for a product that doesn't exist yet is a little bit tough. It's like, give us your email address and we'll give you a product someday, and then next month they go cold. Whereas getting them on a likes campaign, they'll stay there for a long time. So what you're doing isn't wrong, it's just a little bit harder when you don't have product in stock. So this process, you could probably change almost nothing, and once you have product in stock, this will go a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want them to go cold, because we have a related business and product that we have a list of, it's over 2,000, but I mean, we mailed out to them, and that list is cold. It was like
cold. What are the numbers? Tell me the numbers.
What's that?
Tell me the numbers. What's cold?
I mean, to get the opt-ins for the promo, I think it was like 15 or something like that. 15 people. I think the open rate was somewhere a little over 10%. I can't remember like the link click-through rate, to the squeeze page. I can't remember.
So 10% is not bad. That's not necessarily a cold list.
Might be cold. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a cold list.
Yeah, some of the problem with the space that we're in is that it may not be related. There's sort of like a time factor in there where the product may not be relevant to them at this point.
Got it. Okay, cool. So, for example, if you had a weight loss list and you had a weight loss product, they either gave up or they lost the weight by now.
Right.
Okay, so you have got a kind of a time sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a dead list though, because there are plenty of other products that could be, marketed that way. So,
It's still running.
yeah.
Okay, is it a blog? Are you doing advertising to get leads? What you don't have to say what the product or the list is, but
Yeah.
how are you getting new leads and how is that business?
I haven't done a lot of stuff recently, but it's old links that guest posts and things that we did in the past. So there's a little flow of traffic. I mean, that list gets anywhere between, I would say, like 3 and 10 opt-ins a day.
Okay, so here's what I'd like for you to do. I would like for you to treat the old list as your launch list to get things started, and then you can do one of two things. You can either add a follow-up sequence to that list that brings them over to the new one, or if that current list isn't making money and you don't really care about it right now, just treat that as your launch list going forward.
Treat the new list. Sorry, say it again.
Treat the new list as your launch list for this product, because you're getting just as many new leads from this as you're getting from your Facebook campaign that's costing you $25 a day.
Right. I feel like we've gotten more opt-ins for the new list through more organic Facebook asking people to share it and things like that. I mean, one thing we did is mail out to that new list in the follow-up sequence for them to share as part of like a contest and share this, and we have like $100 gift certificate to give to them if they share.
Okay,
but
so
that's also been like a raffle. Yeah.
That's kind of boring to your average list subscriber. They're going to be bored.
Okay.
But if you offer a free physical product, watch them devour it in droves. If everybody is getting a $30 product for $3, watch them devour it in droves and share it all over the place. Share this for the chance to get a $100 gift card. Gonna bore them.
Gotcha.
So I think you're getting, if you get 10 leads a day and your product comes live in a month, you've got enough of a list to launch to at least get your first 100 or 200 people buying a product through a keyword. Mm-hmm. So I think that's fine. I would start dripping some content about the product to that list and to the lists that you're building up off of Facebook. Start dripping up. When we did the yoga mat, what did we highlighted the double side, the fact that it was a different patterning side. We highlighted how we kept it environmentally friendly. We leaked a photo of the yoga mat. What else did we do? Remember?
Yeah.
Well, we said that it was longer than your average yoga mat, because one of the common complaints was that it's too short of a yoga mat. So we just started leaking features of the product on Facebook. You'll do it through your list. And if you want to make it doubly effective, make the post on Facebook, on whatever page you're using, then send your list to Facebook to look at the pictures and to read about the features, and then encourage shares on there. And if you want to do your $100 share this thing, do it then on Facebook. But use the email as your source of traffic, send them to Facebook, get them to share it there, put your photos on there, leak a feature of it, do that twice a week until you go live. And then when you go live, you'll have a list of people that are like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get this for $3 or whatever it is, or $5 or 50% off or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And then that starts to spread. That is a really strong launch point.
Okay. And you're saying do that to the new list and the old list?
I take the blunt force approach. So I go after everybody. People think I'm crazy for not doing more specific targeting. I just hit all my lists.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they're relevant, they'll click. If not, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because I had probably more people unsubscribe from that list, that old list, than opt in. But as Madhavi said, all right, you purged your list a little bit. And
yeah, exactly.
Fine, So I guess not be afraid to, not bombard them completely, but give them, it's relevant and, okay.
All right, let's do somebody else. Who else has a product launch plan? And we'll massage it and tweak it from here. Anybody?
We can share if you want. Yeah.
Go ahead.
We actually just we're having a third order right now, our biggest one yet. We're already selling between 20 and 25 products a day. So we want, once our third order gets to Amazon, we want to do a couple of blasts to promote certain keywords that we're following that seem to be strong ones. So what we're doing currently is optimizing our listing. We outsourced it, and we're now checking the copywriting on it. We're also trying to figure out how to optimize our PPC campaign. And here, I was wondering if you could share any tips, because we can't seem to get it to be profitable.
All right, so we're talking about launch plan. So what's the launch plan that you're working on?
I would say, if I'll take our second product, which we started to work on, first we will work to get like 50 to 100 reviews, even a little bit more. For the first product, we tried your technique and started after 50 reviews to try selling, but it didn't work for us. But we are in a more competitive niche, I guess, so we needed over 100 reviews in order to start selling. Maybe after 150, we started serious sales. After getting over 100 reviews, I would say turning on very aggressive PPC and doing a couple of launches in ZoneBlast or other methods.
All right, do you have a list of your customers from your first product?
No, this is actually something we want to start building now. We do have a Facebook page, but not of our brand, kind of like you have the I Love Yoga page that has 5,000 followers. But we didn't really manage to make it something where we can have a list of our customers. I'm thinking now whether it's a good thing to turn this like page into a brand page. We're kind of thinking of what to do there.
Don't start a second page. Just build on what you've done and use that if you want to time it. I mean, our page was facebook.com/ZenActiveSport, but it was called I Love Yoga. They were the same page. We talked about Zen Active, we talked about yoga. And we still do. I mean, it's still exactly the same. We're just working with a company who bought it, getting a new girl who's managing that Facebook page now, and going over a plan of how do we tie in our products into the content posts that we do. So it's totally cool to have a brand page that is also just hitting the general market. It's totally cool to do that. Now, for those of you, this is why launch plans are so important. Whoa, things just teleported into a blue atmosphere. Did you see that? Like just a second ago, he was in a room, and then he teleported into a blue atmosphere. Probably what happened. That guy he is on top of it. Anyway, so maybe he just quit his corporate job. So I guess maybe
He bought a teleporter.
that's what he did. He
Very
quit his
good choice.
job and he became a professional teleporter. All right. All right. So this is why a launch plan is so darn important, because when we built up our launch plan, when we built up our Facebook page, it was something that we could launch product after product after product after product. If you don't have that in place, if you don't do that process, then you're missing out on the long-term game here. So I love ZoneBlast.com. I use it even though I've got a list of thousands of customers. I have a Facebook page of 50,000 people. I still use ZoneBlast for strategic reasons to get products off the ground. But if that's not done in combination with something that's going to give us a lead that we can take over the long term, then we're missing out on what could be a deployable asset. You heard me talk about deployable assets. I mean, things you control that you can leverage to boost your business long term. So if ZonBlast is part of your product launch plan, it should be. But if it's not in combination with something else, like Madhavi is building up a list of customers via Facebook, great long-term thing, even though it's costing her money, even though her numbers can be refined so that she's getting better results, those are leads that are going to buy for a really long time. When you're building up a brand page, if you're not massaging those leads and getting them ready to buy from you, you're missing out on what could be a long-term launch plan. So if you've got products that are selling 25 a day, or in Catherine's case, 950,000 units a day, or whatever Catherine's doing there, if your launch plan for product number 2 doesn't leverage the people who are around for launch number 1, then you're missing out on the maximum benefit. It would be a mistake to come up with a new launch plan every time, or to just use Amazon pay-per-click. We want to build up leads that we can use at product after product after product. Now let's talk about pay-per-click for a second. John, I want you to add to this, but my recommendation for those people who can't get pay-per-click to work is that it is a keyword selection problem and it's a conversion rate problem. So get more reviews, refine your copy, and then pick out the keywords that aren't converting at customers. What would you add to that?
Okay, so what I've done for Amazon pay-per-click is I'll run a manual campaign and an automatic campaign at the same time. Take all the keywords that you gathered in stage 1 or stage 2, where you went through the process of getting the keywords, throw those all in there. Do autocomplete on Google, do autocomplete on Amazon, or whatever you can think of that. If it's not a good keyword, you're only going to spend a couple pennies, and you can let that run for at least a week, maybe. The metrics on Amazon are really bad. So if you just started pay-per-click and it looks like things are horrible, just ignore it. It's just Amazon they just are really bad at reporting metrics. Then
Wait, pause. Are we
clear.
echoing again?
I feel like it might just be me.
When you talk, we echo?
When I talk. Can you guys hear me now?
Better, yeah.
Better? All right, I'll start over.
When your mouth is right in front of the microphone, it's all fine.
We had the same problem. We had the same problem on our Hangout with developers. I had to talk like this in order for anybody to hear me. Anyway, so now you can just see my mouth, so that's cool. Amazon pay-per-click. So what I would do is stop laughing at me. Is turn on the automatic targeting from Amazon and create your own manual campaign. The automatic campaign may be more expensive, but it'll give you some extra keywords that you might not have thought about. Let both campaigns run for, I would say 2 weeks, certainly not less than 1 week. Amazon's reporting is really bad, so if you run it for 3 days and take a look, it's not going to be accurate as to the actual conversions you're getting. For the automatic campaign, you don't need to do anything. Just turn it on at the end of the 2 weeks. Look at the report, see if there's any keywords that are converting that you didn't throw in your manual campaign, and then add those to the manual campaign. For your manual campaign, what is so funny?
Have you ever seen people who draw faces on chins?
There was a show on Nickelodeon
That's
when
just
we were
what you
kids.
look like. You look like a talking chin.
I am a talking chin.
Okay.
For your manual campaign, take all of the keywords that you gathered in, I believe it was like stage 2 of ASM, where you used AdWords, used autocomplete on Google, used autocomplete on Amazon, anything you can think of. There's really no downside to having a keyword that doesn't convert. I mean, you're going to spend maybe $1 or so on a couple clicks, but Amazon's not going to show keywords that they don't feel are relevant to you. So to that point, if your product is yoga mat and you don't have the word yoga mat in your listing at all, 1, you really screwed up. 2, Amazon is not going to let you run ads for yoga mat because they're not going to see that as a relevant keyword, so you're not going to get any impressions. So if you have a keyword that you believe has high volume and you're not getting, clicks for, take a look at your listing and make sure that you have it, in the title, maybe in the description. I don't know which of the 3 fields Amazon looks at, but I do know if you don't have it at all, they're not going to show up. To that point, your main keyword should be in the keyword field in the back end as well.
My favorite part of
we've
this
talked
whole
about that
thing
before.
is that is that somehow we think that getting closer to the microphone eliminated the echo problem.
Did it?
I'm pretty sure it was somebody else.
Not a recessive word.
I'm pretty sure it was
It doesn't
somebody
matter.
else.
This is how I'm talking
I'm
the
pretty
entire
sure
time.
somebody else needed to mute
No,
themselves.
no,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
My voice must echo. It's just so powerful. So, and then at the end of those 2 weeks, take a look at all of your manual keywords that you've ran. Turn off anything that you're spending like $1 or $2 on and not getting conversions. Turn off anything that has crazy high average cost of sale. So if your average cost of sale is 300%, that means for every dollar you're earning, you're spending 3. Now, if you're really just trying to get volume, around 100% might not be bad, but 300% you're just giving your money to Amazon. So there's really no science as to what that perfect level is, but you just have to make, kind of an informed decision as to which keywords you want to use for driving profits and which keywords you want to use for.
I just want to test something. Just come back home. Now start talking. now say something. Is Sean echoing?
Can you guys hear me now? Yeah. Well, I don't think so. Just to be safe. Actually, that was all I had to say. You guys have any questions?
I want to.
Thanks for that. Do you keep running the automatic campaign after you do all this and take the relevant words?
I don't know why I'm leaning in again. If the average cost of sale on the automatic campaign is better than your manual campaign, yes, keep running it. If your average cost of sale on the automatic campaign is 90% and your manual is 40%, turn off the automatic because you're doing a better job yourself. If it's the opposite, if the automatic's better, find out why and make your manual campaign better to kind of target those specific keywords.
Now, I want to add one thing, and this is, some of you know, I have a supplement company that was really struggling for a long time. The fix for it was we fixed our on-page conversion rate. When we fixed our on-page conversion rate, all of a sudden our sales exploded because now all of our pay-per-click was working really well. Whereas before, we'd have to spend $10 to make 9. Now we were spending 5 to make 10. So when we fixed our on-page conversion rate with more reviews, better copy, all the things that we know to do, once we fixed that, all of a sudden all these keywords that weren't working before were working. And that exploded our sales. That allows us to jump up in the rankings. And even if we didn't jump up in the rankings, our sales still doubled. Fixing the price so that it had a better conversion rate, doing all these things that most people neglect, that really exploded our business. Would you connect on there? I want to make sure people in the see all people in chat box like, Sean, you're not the problem.
I'm pretty sure that I was the problem. So I think to be safe, this is probably the best thing to do moving forward.
Moving forward, you'll just be a talking chin. Okay, so I want to go back because I want to make sure those of you who are this is your first launch, you've got what you need. So would anybody else like to go over the launch plan for first product? Going once.
Yeah, I will then.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
I'm struggling with the timing. So actually, I'm waiting for my inventory to actually reach Amazon. So it's going to be probably 25 days from now. So I actually haven't got any product to actually, promote effectively. So I've got a Facebook page. I've also got a website, but I haven't really started sending any people to either of them yet because I'm trying to work out the timing that I should actually use to start advertising on Facebook and start building my list without product. So it's really the sort of timing sequence that I should go about in actually fulfilling that.
We had the same problem when we started, and we decided to start early and getting as many leads as possible. I mean, we were only spending like $10 a day to get our Facebook likes. So it's not like starting a week earlier than we thought was a big deal. We just started delivering content, sharing relevant content, and building up, 100 leads a day or so, maybe more. And then within a month, we had 3,000 to 5,000 likes. And that's when we knew when the product was on its way, that's when we started leaking information and started teasing the product and talking about the benefits of that product and getting ready for people to buy come launch day. So I say it's better to start earlier than to start too late.
So is it better then to start doing all of that before you get, say, your first 25 or 50 reviews? Do that first rather than, because I'm thinking of getting the reviews, then doing the launch, so then my conversion rate will basically be better than in theory.
The launch now, because you don't need people to see your reviews on Facebook in order to click a page that's general about what it is that they do and like that prepares them to buy a product. They don't know your product exists until you tell them.
Okay, so build my effectively proof of people liking it, then launch to that at the same time as getting my reviews.
Yes, yes. And in fact, I think we use that source for our reviews. Am I remembering that correctly?
For using our Facebook source for
Yeah.
reviews? Yeah, I think what we did was we said, we're a smaller company and we got a really cool product, but we want to make sure that it is as awesome as we think. Would you mind, if we give you a free product, would you mind leaving a review?
And that worked well. I mean, we got
45 minutes, we had whatever 50 products given away.
As a follow-up, right? That was like a follow-up email to all the people who bought? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think we did a post specifically on Facebook saying we would like to give you a product in exchange for a review. Did we not?
We did. I think we did a big launch, and then we followed up with those people individually because we had them email in. We had a really old process. I would not recommend this process necessarily, but we announced who the winners were because there was no better way to do it. And then we had them email us. We kept their email address, and then we emailed them as like a mass list saying, okay, it's been 10 days since you ordered. We're a small company. We really need feedback.
Right.
Please go leave a review. I think that's how we did it.
It is.
Really rudimentary process, definitely not scalable, but that's how we started our business.
Now it's all coming back.
Okay.
I remember spending 3 days writing emails.
Question we spent $10 a day for how many Facebook likes? We were getting about 8-cent likes, so that was about 120, 130 likes per day. Let's analyze Brian's. Brian says, I've got about 30 people lined up to order and write reviews. Good. Once those are complete, I will have the real launch for mailing list with about 150 people and Facebook. Provide a discount code. Okay, you need a way bigger Facebook following than what you've got. You're saying you've got about 700 likes or so. Get it to about 3,000, and now we're in business. Run Amazon pay-per-click to try and make sales steady going from there. Okay, good. So let's tweak this just slightly. 30 people for reviews is a great start. Get your mailing list and Facebook launch list up to about 3,000 cumulative, because that will allow you to launch and sell 150 to 300 units of your product and to get it moving, and give you that amount, 150 to 300 is enough people to follow up with in order to get more reviews, to get you around 100 plus. Then pay-per-click will really kick in and allow you to make sales because you've got the ball rolling. So just tweak it with that process. The other thing that's important to note is that when we launch a product, we want to do it through a super URL, through a keyword tracker, something that's going to send it through a keyword. We want to do that so that we get the keyword benefit. It'll still be, you'll still get some benefit if you don't run it through that process. I don't think we ran it through that process when we did our first launch, like our first couple launches. We didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. But what it did was it got reviews coming in, it got sales coming in, it got Amazon seeing us as an authority. But it works even better if you run it through a super URL, if you run it through a keyword that allows you it tells Amazon that you're authoritative on that keyword specifically. You still get the BSR bump, #1 tags, and all that. Okay. Brian says, got it, thanks. Good. Anything else in here interesting? I saw a question about using launch services for getting reviews. I've said this, but I'll say it again. Using outside launch services is not. They're not there for reviews. You will get reviews from them, but that's not their purpose. So you will get some reviews from it, but don't factor that into your plan. When you get them, great, but they're not a review source. They're launch and sales services. You just don't factor that into your launch plan.
Someone had a question on here. If there was a service that you can get reviews, but I would tag on to that. If there is, would you recommend that?
Yeah, there's Shop with Reviews, and a lot of people really like it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I mean, there are people who swear by Shop with Reviews, and there's a couple other ones too. I wouldn't. They make me leery. How about that? It's just getting reviews is easy once you get your review systems in place, and if you have a good product. So I don't use them. You can make your own decision on that. There's people who completely disagree and just swear by them. And if you're, this is how you make this decision. If you are okay having it broadcasted that your company is using those services to get reviews, then go ahead and move forward. It made us kind of uncomfortable, the fact that it publicly says this company is used, because you all the users of those services see your product publicly. So if you're okay somebody seeing that, writing a blog post about it, a competitor being on there and watching that you're using that service, and then saying publicly that you use these outside services, if you're comfortable with that, go for it. That made us a little bit nervous. We have competitors that use it. We have people that in the tribe that swear by it. Makes me uncomfortable. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I would say I don't think it's that. I don't think there's a big enough hurdle to doing it yourself that you would need to use outside service and take that risk. So building up a Facebook page is probably a lot easier and safer to get a bunch of dedicated followers that that add value to long term. If you use a review service, I mean, it's kind of just like fluff. You can't really connect with those customers in the future, and you're still going to have to spend money on that. So I just don't think the ROI would be there. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad choice. It just wouldn't be. I would rather do the little bit of extra work and have the followers long term.
Two good questions came in the chat box. One from Jason. Ryan and Sean, I'm a Facebook novice and I'm building my list from zero. Can you speak briefly to building an audience from scratch? If you're uncomfortable with Facebook, don't use Facebook because it's going to delay your action and you're going to get lost in details. So use something you do know. Instagram, Pinterest, mailing lists, blogs, whatever it is that you can use to build a list that you're comfortable with, put all your energy into that. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. It's not about using Facebook. It's not about using an email list. It's about having an audience that you can contact at the click of a button. That's the important piece. The question from Karen, you mentioned review systems and the importance of getting these into place. Can you expound on what specifically is a review system? Yes. A review system is the process with which you follow up with customers to encourage them to leave reviews. This is your email follow-up sequence. This is calling your customers if you're going to do that. This is posting on Facebook to the people that ordered, encouraging reviews. It's whatever process you use to follow up with your customers to encourage reviews. Mine is going to be different than yours. Sean's is going to be different than Catherine's. Everyone is going to be a little bit different depending on what you're comfortable with and what your audience is. But you should have a system in place for following up with every customer to encourage the leaving of reviews. You can use the ASM tool for this. You can use Wave Review for this. You can use Feedback Genius for this. You can use the phone for this. You can use a call center for this. You can use an in-house employee for this. It's going to be different for everyone. There is no best way to do it, but it needs to be a regular, systematic approach for following up with every customer to get reviews. Catherine Chung just duplicated herself. How did...
Whoa!
James and Catherine have been hanging out, and they're both in the time warp. Can you all? Do you all see two Catherine Chungs right now?
Catherine, can you see yourself in the past?
That's weird. That's weird.
What can I get?
Catherine, can you see yourself in the past?
Yes.
Whoa! What advice would you give to yourself in the past?
Buy Apple.
Yeah.
Buy Apple stock, yeah. Do you use Facebook or do you use Feedback Genius? I think so. We use something. We use one of them. It's all the same to me. So I think we do use Feedback Genius, but I don't remember.
We do.
Okay. Everything about what's a good conversion rate? Good conversion rate on what? I don't know what that question is.
If you mean on the product, 1% is probably really low on
That's
your
bad.
product.
That is bad.
But it definitely does depend on the niche. But 1% should probably be
10% should be your minimum conversion rate on a sales page. 13% is good. Anything above 13% is great. But that depends on your niche.
Someone replied no.
Ah,
Yes.
perfect. And what else conversion rate wise? Like what other? I think review conversion rate 1% would be acceptable. On a giveaway, it should be at least 10%.
Yeah.
And higher if you. No, on sales. Conversion rate on sales should be at least 10%. On reviews, it should be 10% or more on a giveaway. I've gotten as high as 50% when you really dial in your conversion rate, your review systems. We talk about that a lot at the next level. By the way, selfish plug, if you heard me talk about the next level and you're doing at least $50,000 a month in sales, we now have it open to public, nextlevelvideoseries.com. You can go through the process of what it looks like to go to the next level. You'll hear what other people had to say. It is worth it just for the emails and PDF training that we put in there. You'll get a whole bunch of nuggets about taking a business from at least $50,000 a month. The sweet spots, if you're at $100,000 a month, we can really help you scale from there. Nextlevelvideoseries.com. Great question from Laura. How soon to contact a customer after sale and receiving the product? If you've got a physical, non-consumable product, it should be as soon as possible after them receiving it, because they get this in the mail and they're like, oh, cool, I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do with this glass cup holder. Great. And then they put it down and they forget about it. So it's now they're getting other things from Amazon at that point. So the best thing would be like, oh, this thing is, I like this. This holds my cup. This is good. Email. Hey, would you leave a review? Yeah, cool. Leave a review. You would not want to wait 2 weeks for me to be like, this cup holder, cool. It holds my cup. I've got my cup on it. Oh, I got my iPhone case in the mail. Oh, I got my my pillow in the mail from Amazon. Hey, would you leave a review on the cup holder? When did I order a cup holder? So you want it as soon as possible if it is a physical non-consumable. If it's a consumable, then you want to wait at least 10 days. 10 to 20 days is your window for following up with them for that. That doesn't mean you can't follow up with them about something else. Hey, will you leave a seller feedback to let us know it's arrived on time? That's totally cool. But for a review, you want to wait 10 to 20 days before you follow up with them for a review. Why? Because if it's a hair regrowth supplement, or if it's if they're MCT oil or something where there's supposed to be a desired effect, then they're taking it for 10 days before they can feel any effect. So we'll have like them get it in the mail, and if they get it, and then it's, will you leave a review? No. I don't know if this. Let me give them a bad review. I'm going to give them a negative review for following up with me. How do you like them apples? Whereas if 10 days in, they're like, that should feel really good, or whatever. That gives them time to use the product. So 10 to 20 days on the consumable product. Okay. I want to take a minute for those of you who have products who are selling. They're thinking about rolling out additional products that are looking to scale where you're at. I'd like to hear what your blocks are in order to get to that next level. Catherine, Gal.
Yeah. So you were gonna say something to Catherine earlier about launching her second product. I just launched my second product 3 weeks ago. So I did one Zon Blast, but I'm waiting for more inventory before I do another one, since I might run out of stock. I started with about 4,500 units, and I've been selling about 10 to 15 a day so far.
So you're taking a bit of a slow and steady approach because you've got some limited inventory and you don't want to blast to high heaven because
the
you've run out of stock.
Yeah, because I'm on page 2, and the moment I get to page 1, I know the sales are gonna jump, and I've suffered so much by not having enough inventory for my first product.
You and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and me both. So get inventory as soon as possible. So I had a conversation with somebody this week where they said I didn't order more inventory because I went to a backup supplier, and that backup supplier had a higher cost, so I didn't order. And I was like, oh, so making a little bit of money is worse than making no money at all and losing our rent, right?
Yeah.
So you want to order it, if it's a backup supplier or whatever it is, or place that order ahead of time. Running out of inventory is like the worst thing that you can have happen.
Yeah, but I have 2 products basically. So my second product is live as of a few weeks ago, and I have a third one that's coming in the next 2 weeks. So I have 2 products that I'm launching within the next week or so.
And do you have any roadblocks that are keeping you from going from
conversion? How much do you think the sales copy can change the conversion? I want to know how big of a difference it can make. I know I have room for improvement on my images, but it seems you were saying your copy made a big difference.
Catherine, you want to comment on that?
Huh? Yes, there's tons of difference for me. I launched my product a month ago, the second product. I don't have time to do any sales copy. And after I done that, everything, skyrocketing. Even I don't do any promotions or not the blast that I was going to be. So I basically, focus a lot of energy to do the sales copy. And make sure I have the differentiation that people will, recognize it immediately. So that sales copy worked perfectly for my first product, and now it's working the same way for my second product. So don't be lazy on your sales copy. Yeah, this is my.
Tell you why it worked. Let me tell you why it worked, Catherine. It worked because you spent time differentiating your product from other people's. What's one of the biggest mistakes people make is they try and make their product look, seem, and sound exactly like everybody else's. Shoot me. Then why are they buying from you? Yeah, the thing that you highlight is how you are different from everybody else, not how you are the same but slightly better. So I think that plays a huge factor. If your copy was focused on how you were different, God bless you, because that is the best thing you can do with your sales copy. I think the most important things on your listing are images, review. Let's go in order: reviews, images, then copy. So how much does the copy play a factor? It plays a significant factor, but it's less important than your pictures and your reviews. We mess with those more than we mess with copy.
All right. Well, all three of those need work for me. My images, sales copy, reviews. I have quite a bit of reviews, but my competitors have a lot more. So, I have over 600 reviews, but my top competitors have thousands. Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting? After about 500, it plays less of a factor. It still plays a factor, but it's less of a factor. It's like the BS meter is solved at about 500 reviews. So once you're over 500, you can compete with the big boys, as long as you're on page 1 and your copy plays is there. You're not there yet. When you have the inventory for it, and you're on page 1, middle of page 1, and your copy is strong and your images are strong, you could make just as many sales as the people with thousands of reviews.
Okay.
Anybody else want to talk about where they're at and how we can scale it from there?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have my second product launched, and so I just finished my everything's image. So all set the image. I spend a lot of money to have props and very good image. And then now I have my Facebook is running. And then I will have Sunblast the Monday. So I will have promotion every week. I will non-stop promoting until I got to the top 2. So now my Sunblast will be on Monday. I will blast a couple of hundreds, and then after 3 weeks I will have another wave. So I haven't done this before, but I will try my best, because my first product quite really well when I have Sunblast. But I won't do Sunblast without have everything perfected. My sales copy, my images, everything perfected, and then I will blast it. So personally, I do very much agree on what Ryan said. The launch is so important. It's a philosophy, the velocity and everything go at one time. It will, just not for the short term. For me, it's a long term, profit building. The launch itself will help boost the ranking a lot. So I'm now in rank number 8 position for my keywords. Just for my second product, I'm selling like 40 units a day without the Sunblast. So I'm in the same niche that for my first product. So I experience myself the same niche, the same category that I'm in. Benefit my second product, benefit from my first product. So I'm building a brand for the same niche.
Now let me ask you this. Are you at all? Whoa, sorry. Somebody.
The echo.
Thank you. Oh, Catherine, it's you. Catherine, we found it. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Are you at all capturing a way to contact your customers from your first launch? Are you capturing their email address? Are you doing any way to get them engaged so that they'll come back and buy product number 2? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I didn't see that. Did you just give me both? Thumbs down. Okay, so the one thing I would add to your process, you are missing out Megatron on exponential growth by not having a way to contact those customers, getting them engaged, even if it is an insert saying like us on Facebook here. Having a way to keep a consistent audience is huge for long-term growth. So I think you're doing everything right, but I would add that into your process. It'll be huge for your long-term growth.
Maybe if you talk closer like this, that seemed to work for me.
She didn't mute herself, so she doesn't know that she's muted right now.
Yeah, right. So I have a bunch of announcements that will come soon regarding events, next level, some stuff coming down the pike, but they're not just ready yet. So teaser alert. There's some cool stuff coming down the pike. Very, very cool stuff coming. And I don't think I have anything else content-wise. Here's where we're at, guys. Once we Catherine Chong.
Sorry, what's happening?
You're acting. There we go. So once we have got our product moving, we're at Amazon. We've launched the product. It's just a matter of tweaking and repetition from there. As far as Amazon maximization, I mean, we could go into e-commerce and all kinds of other stuff from there, but it is launch and bowl your way to the top for keywords. That's what this process is. Over and over and over again, making consistent sales. Repeat it over 3 to 5 products. Now you have 100 units a day coming in. That's the process to getting to $1 million. It's that. That's it. Focus on nothing but reviews and conversion rate, launch, replication, as many times as possible. That's how you build a $1 million business. You can tweak and change things from there, but that's the important thing of getting this business moving. Nothing else is important beyond that. Now, I'm going to add in one thing, and I would like for those of you who want to experiment with this to go for it. This would be more if you've got at least 25 sales a day coming in. I wouldn't necessarily encourage this if you're just getting started, but I'd like to hear someone experiment with this, of going to thought leaders in your space, podcasters, YouTubers, bloggers, and working out some sort of sponsorship deal, or working out some sort of way to connect with them to release your product to their audience. Open up the conversation and see what kind of conversations happen as a result. So this is something the guys who bought our yoga business as $2 grand, they brought to the table right away, and it was like, oh my goodness, that's such a good idea. Like, why didn't I think about that? It was affordable, and it can put you in front of a really, really large audience. So I'd like to hear someone come back and experiment with that if you've got results that. We do that in our businesses. Any other final questions for that box?
Yes. I have 2 questions. One for Catherine. Is she doing Facebook ads to her product, or just building a fan page, or just getting likes?
Somebody's got to unmute Catherine. Whoever muted Catherine has to unmute her.
It was Gal.
Gal, can you unmute Catherine?
Actually, that was the first time, but the second time Catherine muted herself.
Hello? Hello?
We hear you.
You can?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, my Facebook ad running right now, it's giveaway free $1 for my product. So I'm having my cost per click right now is about $1.40. Yeah. So it's getting a little bit cheaper. It's also secret.
Okay.
That I'm using. Yeah.
All right. So Ryan, now for you.
Sorry, Catherine, you're echoing really bad. I mean, again, if you get earbuds or a microphone, it'll eliminate that, and it'll make us all sleep better at night. Ralph, what were you saying?
Yeah. So how about the Las Vegas? Are you planning anything? I want to know what days.
The day before the event. I don't know the dates of the event yet.
6, 7, and 8.
What is it?
6, 7, and 8.
Of
November.
What? November?
Yes.
Oh.
Glad you knew.
Yeah, I didn't learn anything. Perfect. So we will have our mastermind meeting the day before the event. So 6th, 7th, and 8th, is that a Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday? We'll do it on the Wednesday or Thursday before, and it'll be an all-day thing. So you'll want to fly in either 2 days early, or actually just a day earlier than you would, or on the morning of the day before the event. Because we usually go from like 11 to 6 as far as the mastermind meeting goes, and then we have dinner at 7, 8 o'clock at the hotel. So it's an all-day thing. People do come and go, but you'll want to be there the day before.
Okay. Yeah, it starts on the event starts on Friday. That's the 6th is on a Friday. So
right, so our
yeah.
Our mastermind will be Thursday, and it'll be all day Thursday. Lock it up. Cool. Nothing.
And anything after the event usually, or people just leave right after the event on Sunday?
Everybody tends to sit together, so the tribe usually gets a couple spots in the room, and we cause a lot of noise, and everybody is like, who's a really loud, rambunctious group. And so people will sit together, and they'll go to dinner together, but after the whole day mastermind, there's nothing official after that, except for dinner, of course. Good question.
Right.
I didn't know the answer. Ralph shared it with you. Thank you for telling me to take the video.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any final questions from the chat box?
This is a pretty good one. Someone asked their first product, they're having trouble launching the second product because they still haven't sorted out the first product yet. Are they doing product too soon?
What does it mean sorted it out?
Let's see. They're still dealing with issues on the existing product.
Okay, cool. So I say you launch as many products as possible without taking away from what you're building on your previous products. So if you can start the process without it distracting you from product number 1, you have my blessing. But if not, if it will distract you, then don't do it until you've worked out the issues on product number 1. How long do we have membership to the tribe? The tribe is the Facebook group that you never lose access to. This coaching goes on until we said 12 weeks. And this is what, week 6? So these hangouts go for 12 weeks, and then the Facebook account you never lose access to. All right, Cool Beans gang, thank you again for your good questions this week. And your assignments for this week are to refine your launch plan, to come back with data on anything you tested this week. So come up with a list of what do you want to test this week. Do you want to test better images? Do you want to test a different headline? Don't test things more often than once per week. And we can come back and look at your test results next week. And if you have not implemented your launch plan, to implement your launch plan. Book us on blast, start your Facebook campaign, get reviews from friends and family, start implementing your launch plan. That will keep you on track. All right, tribe, thank you, and we will see you next week. Well, actually,
Bye, everybody.
I may not see you next week, depending on labor. So you may be in the good, friendly hands of 2 of my business partners, Sean and Paul, depending on baby time. So I will keep you posted on that. Wish me luck, and I will see you all next week or shortly after. All right, thanks everybody.